30 years, Coach. Have you ever pondered the fact this is going to be 3 decades?
No. We just kind of take it 1 year at a time, and this just happens to be number 30. Very fortunate, very blessed. As everybody knows, the game of football, from the coaching standpoint, can be a volatile game. I've been blessed to be at Wofford for a long time and had a lot of great kids, a lot of great coaches to work with, great administrators, great presidents, and looking forward to this year. Excited. I think we've got a good group of guys. Hopefully we're going to have a great preseason camp and start the season. We got to be different this year. We got to be better than we've been in the past in the opener, because we're playing a much better team. Matter of fact, we're playing 2 teams back to back: Furman at home, Mercer on the road, 2 conference games, and you better come out of the gate fast. And I've tried to emphasize to our kids ever since spring ball that it's imperative that you guys are ready when the bell rings, and it's ringing early.
Last year, 9-4, a trip to the national quarterfinals, and 5 quarterbacks. It was a year unlike any other. What do you think for the returning players last year's season does for them in terms of being mentally ready for this year, considering all the adversity they had to navigate through last season?
Well, I think first and foremost, they're a mentally tough group. They learned it. They learned it the hard way. And I think they also learned the value of when times are tough, when adversity strikes, pull together. And we were very blessed to have a group of guys that came together. They played their tails off. Our coaches did an outstanding job as far as coaching, and we got all the way to the quarterfinals. Could we have done better? There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I think the big thing that you need to understand in this game, it's not a game of feet and yards, it's a game of inches anymore. And you got to be spot on in everything that you do, from the physical standpoint, the mental standpoint, the technical standpoint.
Tyler, the team is picked to win the conference this year. Based on what happened last year and what you're looking ahead to this year, does that resonate with you at all?
Well, I mean, we do our best to try not to think about what other people think of outside of our football team, because really what goes on in the locker room it's our football team. So we try to control what we can control. So we're looking past all the numbers, all of the expectations, and we're just, we're trying to get every workout in, every lift in, and trying to be the best team we can be come fall camp.
What was it like going through last year? Season starts out, so many different guys get hurt. Michael Roach had his episode. And then you end up going to the national quarterfinals, and we're a play away maybe from going to the semifinals. What was it like to go through all of that?
To say the least, it was amazing. That was my first experience making it that far or that deep in the playoffs. So, it was all new to me, but we felt right at home. We felt like we deserved to be there. And looking on this year, we feel like we deserve to be there and even go further than what we did last year. So, like I said, we're just trying to take it one play, one day at a time, and trying to be the best team we can be.
Brandon, the team's coming off such a fine season last year, deep into the playoffs, a 9-4 record, and a season where you battled just more diversity than most. What does that, in your mind, do for this team, getting them ready for this year?
Experience is the best part. Adversity, overcoming a lot of things on and off the field, and I wouldn't want to do it with another group of brothers. I love this team to death. I'll do anything for them. They know that, and so that family bond for us is crucial.
What do you see as the biggest points of emphasis for the offense coming into camp?
So from our whole thing is big plays, try to find big plays when we can, because we can move the ball with consistency. We'll be really good. I've been in the film room every day with Coach Lang. I look back on like 27 plays. I think we missed like 500 yards in total offense just on like play busts and stuff like that. So attention to detail is a really big thing for me and everybody else on offense.
You've got a very experienced offensive line. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to Joe Newman and all the quarterbacks?
No matter who's in the game, they know they can rely on the people in front of them, and it starts with them. We got Rue, who's a fifth year. We got Chuck, who's a fifth year. We got Ross and Duffy, and we're going to have a new guy on the right side with Ralph or Berger, or one of those two, somebody that comes in. And I know we can rely on all of them. They pay a great attention to detail. They work hard every day. When you speak to them, they're always attentive, so I trust them with anything.
And Rue and Ross are your roommates, is that correct?
Yeah, Rue and Ross are my roommates this year, and so is Chandler. So we're always going to be together. We'll probably won't ever leave each other's side, honestly, for the whole month of August, and so that'll be a good experience.
You're a pretty good-sized guy, but you're hanging out with some really big guys.
Hey, you gotta be protected at all times.
Quarterback position. Brandon Goodson's coming back. Joe Newman, who was a big part of the success late in the playoffs last year, is coming back. Is it a two-man race, or do you have more?
Well, I think this. It's probably hard for me to answer that after what happened last year. You got 5 guys, and we got down to the last guy. Who's going to be number one? Right now, Brandon's the guy. He's been in it the longest. He understands it the best. But as we always say, no matter what the position, if you're going to stay in front, you got to be the guy. You got to show it. Your resume comes on my TV every day in practice film. So we got a great deal of confidence in Brandon. He went through a lot. And he learned that when the bell rings, you got to be ready. And I think last year he valued that experience so much because it made him grow up. It made him mature, not only from a mental standpoint, but from the aspect of being the leader, being the guy that everybody is looking to, and he proved it. The proof's in the pudding, and all you got to do is look at the film. He did a tremendous job for us.
It's my understanding an awful lot of players have stayed in Spartanburg for summer workouts. What does that mean to you as one of the team leaders?
Oh, it means a lot. It means that everybody is invested completely, and everybody is committed to try and be the best player they can be, the best teammate they can be, and so collectively we can have the best team that we can have.
I know the defense had a very good year last season. What things do you try to do better this year?
We try and play the pass a little bit better. We were trying to get a better pass rush. We played the run pretty well last year, but there's always room for improvement. And then just being able to run and chase the ball every play, being well conditioned. We just try and go out there and have everybody have a high motor so we can win every ball game.
You, Mikel, Miles, up front, how tight are you fellas?
We're really tight. Those guys, they've slowly became some of my best friends, and we love joking around, we love playing with each other, and it makes it that much easier to go out on Saturdays and battle for these guys next to us.
You have a new defensive coordinator this year. Shieldwood has taken over. He inherits a defense that has 6 preseason all-conference players.
Right.
How is he coming along? How is he fitting into things? Because this is a big jump for him.
Well, Coach Wood, he's a Wofford guy. He has a better understanding than anybody else that I could have hired. He's a guy that had to step away from coaching for a little bit, but he's passionate about the game. He's very organized. He understands exactly what we're doing. I think he has a great connection with the guys on defense, and there's no doubt in my mind that he'll do an outstanding job.
terms of mannerisms, how is he different from Coach Fuqua?
Oh, gosh. I'm sure he would have some similarities, but there's two different guys, just two different guys.
You're going to have a new defensive coordinator this year. What's that like for a player, for the defensive unit to have a change like that?
Well, being that Coach Wood has been here before and he was here last year, it won't be much of a change at all. You know, he's already stepped into the position, you know, and there's been no lapses. So everybody's behind him 100%, and we expect him to be a great coordinator for us.
Your thoughts on opening up with two conference games, Furman and then at Mercer?
You know, this is the first time we've done that, so it kind of took me for a loop. But, you know, everybody's up for the challenge, and, you know, we expect to come out, you know, guns blazing, ready to play Furman and then go down to Mercer and, you know, handle business.
Was that a point of emphasis, or has that been a point of emphasis with the coaches? Hey, we got to be ready day one more so than ever?
Yeah, a lot of the freshmen, the coaches have put it on the older guys to kind of get the freshmen ready, because they know that some of them are going to have to play, just like that's football. So we've taken upon ourselves to get all the freshmen ready, so coming into camp they won't have a lag, or there will be they'll know everything that's going on. So by the time the season starts, they'll be just as prepared as the older guys are.
Fullback, you'll look to replace Lorenzo Long, who ended up having a tremendous 4-year career. Talk about the battle at fullback and what those guys have to do replacing somebody who was so valuable.
Well, Lorenzo, quality player, all-conference guy, All-American, rushed 1,400 and some yards. The other two guys are different body types. They're bigger. They're not as fast. Both of them have quick feet. Both of them can break a lot of tackles. Both of them don't mind blocking. I feel extremely good about our running back position. And really, I think, you know, our team right now, we're at a point where I think we've got a solid 2 deep on both sides of the ball. So it'll come down to trying to find those special freshmen, those ones that can't be denied. They come out and they prove it that they're guys that are worthy of getting playing time, or in some cases, like Datavius last year, Jaira last year, and several others, that they said, hey, I'm good enough to play now. And I'm looking for those guys that have the ability to play now.
You've had some very good defenses over the years. What excites you most about this year's defense coming into camp?
Well, I think we've got a lot of guys that are coming back. I think there's a lot of guys that are energy guys that play with a high motor. I think they're sound fundamentally. We have playmakers, and you take those ingredients, and you got a bunch of guys that really like to play, and they really like to practice. You got a shot.
You're picked first in the league by the coaches and the media. You're already shaking your head. I know the answer before you give it.
It means nothing. Last year, I think we were picked 7th. You know, it comes down to where you at the end of November.
What do you think about opening with Furman at Mercer, starting with conference games?
It's different, but right now, when we go all off season, is to get ready for camp. Because camp will set you up for the rest of the season and it'll set you up for the first game. So Coach Medler is working on us every day, 6 days a week. No matter what, he's always had our best interests, and he listens to us, and we listen to him, and we'll be with him. And then when we get to camp, we'll focus on what we need to focus on.
How much do you and Joe Newman push each other?
Oh, a lot. In the summer, we room together right now. I got his back, he got my back, and anything he needs, I'm gonna give it to him. Because as you saw last year, you don't know what could happen, and I don't know what could happen either. And so, you know, you always got to have each other's back, and you know, we love each other to death.
Coach has already said it doesn't mean a thing to him. What does it mean to you, the fact that the team's picked to win the league this year?
It doesn't mean anything to me either, because my expectations are his expectations. His expectations are Tyler's expectations. So, you know, we're going to do what we need to do, and we're gonna, work hard every day, attention to detail. And I know Tyler has the defense on his back, and and I'll do my best to do my part, my 1/11th on the field when we get on the field. So that's what we're gonna do.
Do you prefer opening up with 2 conference games, or would you rather it look a little different on the schedule?
I'd much rather have a couple of those early games that the conference is not on the plate, the conference title. But it's one of those deals where, and I've told the kids ever since we got the schedule, I said, yeah, we're going to have to come out hot, and we're going to have to come out ready, and we're going to have to be a top-notch football team.
How was the fishing in Montana?
Special.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, man.